Hi, we are at the last lecture of this section and we are going to learn something called Boolean. So I'm going to create a new notebook from here. I'm going to change the name to Booleans. So Booleans are actually the easiest topic to cover, and there is a reason why I just left it to the end. So they are either true or false, and it's written like this with a capital T and F, okay? So you cannot say true with a lowercase t here, okay? So let me create a new variable called my boolean and make it equal to true. So why do we need booleans? They are either true or false. They are two basics. Why in the world do we need them? So we will have so much logical flows and controls within the next section, okay? And we just need them when we are dealing with programming. So we need to check if something is bigger than this, or we need to check if something is smaller than this, or we need to check if something is equal to another thing, okay? So we're going to deal with this kind of flows and controls very much. So this is one of the essentials of programming. And let's suppose that you're creating a game and you need to know whether the character of yours is alive or dead, for instance. Best way to do that is to create a boolean and track that boolean, like is dead is now false, for example. And when your character dies, you can just set this boolean to be true, and if that boolean is true, I don't know, maybe your program will do something about it. So they are very basic, but they come in handy when we deal with real life problems in here. So we're going to see some logical operators within the next section, as I said, but let me give you a hint of it. So this is greater than, this is less than, and this is equal to. Okay, so you know this from basic math. So maybe you can say 5 is greater than 3, and it will give you true as an output. Okay, so like it gives 5 plus 3 is equal to 8, and if, I don't know, 3 is greater than 5, this is false. So Python just interprets this like a math equation, okay? So you can say x is 5, and maybe you want an input from the user of y, okay? And you know how to get input, right? You just use the input function. A user gives the input of 6, for example. Now the y is 6, but remember, this is just a string, okay? So if I say type y is string, I have to convert this into an integer. So I will say y int is now integer casting off y. So I have a y integer right now, and if I call type y integer, this is an integer. Now I can say, I can see actually if x or y int is greater. So y int is greater, and it gives us the true. So maybe this is vague to you right now, but within the next section, we're going to deal with the logical flows and operators. Then it will make very much sense to you. Just trust me, and let me stop here actually, and you're ready to go to the next section where we're going to learn about this controlling stuff.